2位呢是东西方2位觉者，他们的过去一定跟我们一样，对不对？你相不相信他们是跟我们一样开始的？是什么样的一个生命转折？什么样的故事？什么样的原因，让他们愿意开始走向觉醒的道路，而从此有一个很大的提升跟转变？我想这样的一个问题，可以先请我们塔托博士来为我们分享。
Yes, for me, I think the beginning of the path of awakening started in the difficulty I felt around the time when I was in college and we had the Vietnam War.
我一开始所谓的觉醒的道路的启程大约是在我大学的时候，因为那个时候是大概就是有那个越南的这个战争的时候。
And I felt very confused about why we can't live in harmony on this earth and why we have war and conflict. And one of the worst things I felt was reading about and hearing about the people who would fly airplanes over the country.
那我就在想，就开始困惑了，为什么会有战争？为什么人们不能够和平的活着？特别是我听到有很多的飞机开始往那个国家送过去。
The pilots who would fly planes over Vietnam and drop bombs, they were not aware of what actually happened when the bombs hit and the villagers were killed. They just flew along and pushed a button and kept going.
所以呢，这些机长他只是开着那些直升机，然后就把那些炸弹放下来，在那个区域，他没有了解到多少的乡村，特别是小孩子，特别是人，他们受到多大的伤害，他们并没有这样的觉知。
And something very deep inside of me thought how this is the worst thing that we can cause such misery and suffering and not even know and not even care.
那这样明明是很糟的状况，可是有这么多人承受痛苦，可是似乎好像又没有。
And during that time, actually, for the very first time, I started to study yoga and read books on Buddhism and Taoism, books from Asia.
就在刚好在那个时候呢，我开始了练习瑜伽，并且呢，研读了一些书是跟佛教以及道教有关。
And for me, it was an experience that for the first time in my life, I felt the power of spiritual teachings that were really very intriguing and offered a path that I really wanted to take.
那这是我生命中第一次觉得这些灵性的教导是非常的有趣、非常复杂，让我觉得这是我愿意再往前走的开始。
I felt the teachings from Asia were much more profound and liberating than the teachings in the West.
那我深刻的理解到，东方的教导其实是比西方呢更加的比较艰深、更加的丰富并且甚至比较自由。
And so I remember talking to my brother about this, the possibility to attain a higher level of consciousness called cosmic consciousness.
那我开始就跟我弟弟讨论了，我们如何能够得到一个比较高层次的意识，所谓的宇宙意识呢？
And we decided that was what we were going to do. That was the most important thing.
那我们就决定了，这是一个最重要的事情，我们两个要一起去达成。
But then we thought, well, but now what do we actually do?
但是我们到底要怎么做呢？
And so I had just graduated from college.
也不过刚大学毕业。
And we figured out what we should do.
后来我们就想，我们一定要这样做。
If we wanted to attain really high consciousness, then we should go to California.
要得到比较高的意识层次，那让我们去加州吧。
This was back in the early 1970s.
因为那是1970年代。
And so we walked down the road, down a little driveway, and we walked for quite a few months.
走了好几个月。
And we were meditating every day.
当然，我们每天都会加静心、加静坐。
So for the first time in my life, I started to feel the reality that I'm not just a body.
那从那个几个月之后，第一次我体验到所谓的实相，所谓的现实，并不是只有跟身体有关。
Not just a thing that was born and will die.
我们不是只有这个跟身体有关，也就是说会生，然后会死。
And I began to realize that what I am and what all of us are is infinite spiritual consciousness.
那包括我自己的包括我自己的每一个人，事实上都是无限的一个灵意识。
But I was still eating meat. I didn't know. I thought I needed the protein.
不过那时候的我还是在吃肉，因为我认为说这样我才能够有蛋白质。
And I remember the last time I went fishing.
那我最后一次去钓鱼那时候。
And we were very hungry. We didn't have any food, and I remember I caught 2 little fish.
然后那时候我们真的很饿，我记得我还吃了2条小小的鱼。
Then I had to kill them.
我抓了2条小小鱼，然后还要杀它们。
And I remember thinking, this is not right.
然后我想，这好像不对。
Here we are every day. We're meditating. We're trying to attain higher consciousness.
我每天静坐，想要达到高一点的意识层次，
Find inner peace.
找到内在的祥和。
And here I am. I'm tricking and deceiving these poor little fish. I'm
可是现在我在骗这个鱼，然后还要把它杀掉。
This is not the way to live.
这好像不是生活的一个方法。
And then just within about 3 or 4 weeks later, we reached a community in Tennessee, and it was 900 people, and they were all vegans.
那3、4个礼拜之后，我们继续走到了一个田纳西的一个小小的社区，大概有900个人，结果发现他们全部都是纯素主义者。
And they didn't even use the word vegan because no one knew that word. They said we're vegetarians.
那时候那些人并不知道这个字第一个，所以他们只是说我们是吃素的。
But I think for me, just finally having this living example of a community of people thriving and meditating together, and they were actually following the ancient Chinese Chan Buddhist tradition.
那对我来讲，真的是一个活生生的例子。有这么多的人在一个小社群，然后他们每天静坐，然后每天吃植物性的饮食，然后把这个当成是他们奉行的是东方的教导。
But it was blended with the modern understanding that a vegetarian diet is the only way we can feed everybody. It's the only way we're going to have a healthy environment. It's the only way we're going to be healthy ourselves.
那但是它又混合着西方的了解，就是纯素植物性饮食是比较健康的，而且对我们的环境也是比较好，对我们自己也是比较好。
And then later when I was a Zen monk in Korea, I understood even more deeply the power of a community to raise consciousness.
那后来我短暂的出家在这个韩国，那时候我更理解到群聚。就是集体对于这个意识的提高有多么的重要。
The most important thing in many ways in a spiritual path, I think, or path of awakening, is choosing our friends carefully.
所以在灵修的道路或是所谓的这个修行的路道上，事实上好好的挑选朋友其实是非常重要的。
Creating communities where we have a common aspiration for awakening and for love and for awareness.
所以创造一个非常好的群组，让我们一起共同走在这个觉醒的道路之上是非常重要。
And we've seen this through history that these communities can uplift the entire society.
那我们过去有种种的例子，让我们知道这样的社群一旦开始建立了之后呢，可以影响整个社会。
Like Dharma said, when our energy is aligned and it's aligned with a higher purpose, and even if it's a small group, it has much greater power than a much larger group that's not aligned.
所以呢，刚刚创办人也分享了，当你的能量是共同的，就算是一小群的人，他总比一大群的人，但他能量并没有在共同的共享来得更好。
And so for me, the real awakening came when I actually for the first time understood the terrible suffering that cows and pigs and chickens and fishes endure at our hands all the time, millions every day.
所以呢，后来我另外一个很大的这个承受的疼痛呢，就是痛苦呢，就是来自于我知道原来每天有那么多的牛、羊、猪、鸡被杀害。
And I could see not only was it terrible for them to experience, but I could see it brings all of us down. It brings the whole world into suffering and competition and violence, and it's completely unnecessary.
不但是伤害的人的能量变低，我也感觉到所有的人在过程当中的所有的人享受的人能量都整个变低，整个社会的能量都变低。但是我认为这绝对是不需要的。
And so this is the feeling I have right now at this moment, that we can just savor this moment right now, just feeling the presence in this room right now of the spirit that we all share, of caring and respect and love and yearning to create a world of kindness. This is a community, and we have an example of delicious food, and we have an example of each one of us supporting each other.
所以现在的各位呢，我们现在见证的当下，就是我认为是一个非常好的例子。这个例子就是有。
This is what's happening over the whole earth. There's a wave building, and it's not being covered by the mass media.
所以呢，这个东西，这个在全世界上这样的一个状况呢，并没有被媒体所报道出来。
The media is focused only on violence and destruction for the most part.
这个媒体呢，非常擅长报道的是像破坏啊，或是暴力有关的话题。
But underneath all of that, there's a movement building, and Madeline and I, as we travel, we can see it everywhere.
在那个底下呢，确实有非常多美好的活动正在进行，或者行动正在进行。那我跟 Madeline 事实上见证了这些。
And it's spreading through the power of creating communities like this of love and caring in many different ways.
透过一个一个连接这些爱的社群呢，事实上它正在壮大它的力量。
And this, I think, our individual awakening is connected to the awakening of all of us in our community.
所以同样的道理，我们个人的觉醒，事实上也会连接到整个社群、整个群组的觉醒。
Coming here to Taiwan has been a powerful affirmation of this truth as it's unfolding.
所以来到台湾呢，真的是一个非常正面的、积极的一个行动，让刚好展开了这么棒的一个真相、真实。
A huge thank you to the Clean Life Foundation.
我非常谢谢光觉基金会以及在场的各位，来能够支持这一切的发生。